Selamat malam, selamat malam para warga. Hai, pada cek cek saran peng yang tes ada submit 105 naik rapnya cuma sama bang. Yang dua atau paling aja gue bayar tapi ya. Cobain dong, cobain. Cobain kita kawan. Nah, lama lagi nih kayak kemarin. Eh, di setting arena ya. The adventure aja.
My own silhouette, I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. to protect your soul. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
Ya habis.
Connect the dots straight to the start of intoxicating want. Lingering touch, these soft words whispered in the dark. Set my heart on fire.
Makasih ya.
Jack it up. Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move.
to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down.
Disuruh main aja nggak? Baru gara musik. Astagfirullah. Oh, bocil. Biasa. Tutup bareng lagi. Lama. Kalah dong.
Hello everyone, this is Amos, also known as Guard, and welcome to Bounty Academy, where we break down the top crypto games in the market for you to start to play and master to earn some quick bucks. In this masterclass, the game we are breaking down is none other than Cryptoblades, a combat style NFT game that you can buy or forge your own weapons and characters and earn skill, which is a cryptocurrency, as you go along. I still remember the days where we actually have to spend money on the pay-to-win games, where the only rewards we get from winning a battle was satisfaction or bragging rights. Well, today, not only can we enjoy these games for free, but we have the option and ability to earn from these games as well. But of course, there is no free lunch in this world, and in order to consistently earn from a game like Cryptoblades, you have to be good, or at least understand Cryptoblades to a level that's above average. But don't worry, we got you covered. In this short 10-minute video, we will cover the most basic yet essential things you need to know to get started in Cryptoblades. First thing we will talk about in Cryptoblades is characters. Each character has an element and some attributes. Think about the element as a possible type of character and attributes as its stats. Characters in this game are NFTs that you own as soon as you mint, or in simpler terms, create them. You may also purchase them from someone else in the Cryptoblades marketplace. At any given time, one account is limited to only a maximum of 4 characters. The last thing to note about characters is that they get stronger as you level them up, which can be done through claiming experience after successful combats or battles. There are also points in which the character levels up to level 11, 21, 31, 41, etc., where they will gain a significant increase in its power in these specific levels. However, there is a small cost, also known as gas fees, that will be incurred every time you claim experience for your character. Hence, one general but useful tip is to only claim experience when you have enough to get your character to its next milestone, which is, again, every 10 levels from level 11 onwards, up to the point when your character is actually past level 41. Then it could be worth it to claim experience to level up each level, as there are actually more skill, which is the, again, token and cryptocurrency, you get per combat with additional power that you have. Next, we will talk about weapons in Cryptoblades. Once again, each weapon is an NFT that you could forge, or buy from the marketplace. Just like characters, they have a specific element tied to it, as well as some attributes. Though there are no levels for weapons, there is however a rarity system amongst weapons, which can be seen through how many stars each weapon has. The rarity, or how many stars a weapon has, is determined randomly during the minting or forging of each weapon, with a low chance of as low as 1% chance to get a 5-star weapon, which is of course the rarest and the best possible tier of weapon. These weapons have a durability that depletes after each combat, but regenerates over time. This is to prevent players from using multiple accounts to share the same weapon for their battles. However, the weapon can still be used and shared between different characters in the same account pretty effectively, as account stamina regeneration rate is about the same as the weapon durability regeneration. On top of forging new weapons, there is also a way to upgrade your weapons in Cryptoblades, and that is known as reforging. Reforging is a process where you could burn a weaker weapon into your main weapon using skill, and through the reforging process, your main weapon will gain increased power and get stronger. Now, two important things to note when it comes to reforging weapon, it's number 1, burning different rarity weapons may result in different amounts of gain in power. And number 2, there is an independent cap to how many weapons of different rarity you may burn into your main weapon. To let you understand that better, let's look at this table. Let us first group up weapons of different rarities and put them into 3 groups. Group 1, we have weapons from rarity 1 to 3 stars. Group 2 with weapons of 4 stars, and Group 3 with weapons of only 5 stars. The maximum number of reforging you may do with weapons in Group 1 is 100, with an increment of 15 power per reforge, which can allow you to gain a capped total of 1500 bonus power. From Group 2, the maximum number you may reforge is down to 25, but the increment will be increased to plus 30 per reforge, resulting in a maximum bonus power of plus 750. Likewise, from Group 3, the respective values are maximum of 10 weapons with an increment of 60 power and a maximum power of 600. Now, this is important to note so that you can plan your preferred way of reforging. In the next video in this series, we will go into more details on some strategies you may utilize when it comes to weapons, so stay tuned. Next, we will go deeper on elements, their synergies and counters. When it comes to synergy, it's actually a really simple concept. You just have to pair the element of your characters and weapons, and they will gain a fixed multiplier trait bonus when rolling for power in combat. Another way to gain a trait bonus in combat is to pick your enemies that you have an elemental advantage against. The elemental counter chart is as follows. What it means is that fire beats earth, earth beats lightning, lightning beats water, and water beats fire. So that goes in a cycle. Let's raise an example. If your character is a fire element and you are currently using a fire weapon and you're up against an earth element opponent, the additional trait bonuses that will be factored in is a bonus you get with the elemental advantage, as well as another bonus for using the same element for your character and your weapon, giving you the highest roll possible with your current setup, which leads to a higher win rate in general. Vice versa, if you are an earth element weapon wielding fire character and you decide to enter combat with a water element opponent, you are basically making really bad life decisions. Just kidding. On a serious note, if this case actually happens, you will not get the trait bonus multiplier of using the same element weapon and character. At the same time, there will be a penalty in your trait bonus multiplier because your character element is countered by your opponent's element, hence giving you the worst possible range of rolls and lowers your win rate in that battle. The last thing we're going to talk about in this video is the Cryptoblades marketplace. It is self-explanatory as the name seems. It is a market where a player may list their NFTs like weapons and characters up for sale. There will be a one-time small gas fee for listing a weapon or a character on the marketplace for the seller, and a 10% tax that will be incurred for the buyer of this specific NFT. The marketplace, as with most transactional platforms, is usually mutually beneficial for both the seller and the buyer. The seller gets to sell off NFTs that they might have lying around, or have actually spent time to grind it with the purpose of selling them. The buyer, on the other hand, gets to save some time needed to grind up their own characters and forge or reforge their weapons, which can take up a significant amount of time, as well as some luck when it comes to forging rarity of these weapons. Make full use of the Cryptoblades marketplace, whether it's selling characters or weapons that you have farmed up with multiple accounts over time, or skipping a huge part of your early Cryptoblades journey by purchasing a well synergized and a good setup from the get-go. The marketplace really does have something for anyone and everyone. And that's going to be it for our first video in the Bounty Academy Cryptoblades Masterclass series, where we cover the essential basic things you have to know to get good at Cryptoblades. Join us next video, which is going to be exciting. We have advanced strategies, uncommon tips and tricks, and many more coming your way to give you the best knowledge edge you can have in Cryptoblades today. Bye bye! Welcome to the second video in the Bounty Academy Cryptoblades Masterclass series. Congrats on making it here, guys. Once again, I'm Amos, also known as Guard, and I'll be your academy trainer for today. In this video, we will delve deeper into Cryptoblades and talk about some tips and strategies to help you master the game. In the first video, we covered on ways you may acquire characters and weapons, as well as leveling or upgrading them. However, trying to forge a high star weapon, trying to upgrade it, and then having appropriate element characters to pair it with can be a very drawn out and tedious process. One common way for beginners to shorten the grind and runway is to straight up purchase the weapon and characters that you need from the marketplace. The marketplace allows you to source and purchase weapons of a specific element and sync it up with characters who you could also purchase at an already high level. Think of this as an initial one-time investment that could save you weeks and months of grinding your character, and not forgetting you no longer need crazy luck in forging the right element weapon with the best rarity. Secondly, we will cover an amazing strategy that is used by even the best Cryptoblades players out there. As understood in the first video, we know that one account can have a maximum of 4 characters. One point to note is that all 4 characters within the same account can be sharing and using the same weapon for their battles without any penalty. In fact, taking into account the process of forging a weapon with high rarity and reforging hundreds of weapons into it to increase its power, it would only make logical sense to not need to do the same tedious process just to forge 3 other unique and optimized weapons when you could just use the same weapon for all 4 characters. However, since one weapon is being shared by 4 characters, in order to gain the maximum trait bonuses in combat, it is essential for all 4 characters to be of the same element as the optimized and rare weapon. This strategy is applicable for all levels of players, be it beginners or experts, and could save you a huge amount of cost, be it time or money. So use it as much as possible while you can. Next, we will talk about picking your fights such that you will maximize your chances of winning. The first rule of thumb is to always aim to pick an opponent that your character has an elemental advantage against as first priority, even if they have a slightly higher power. However, if there isn't an option of such an opponent, your second option should always be an opponent you have a neutral elemental advantage against. In this case, you wouldn't have the trait bonuses from having an advantageous matchup, but at least you wouldn't be handled the penalty of negative trait bonus for having an element that was countered by your opponent character. If your current 4 options of combat or opponents are all bad options, where they have either a massive power advantage or an elemental advantage against you, you could consider the 2 following options: waiting an hour for a new set of choices for combat opponents, or consider participating in raids, which is another way for you to earn rewards through battle with a boss. While we are still on the topic of raids and combat, we should also learn how to maximize our usage of stamina in different situations. When we are entering combat, we can choose how much stamina we can use for the fight, with a minimum of 40 stamina and a maximum of 200 stamina. The rewards you get from combat is a direct multiplier of how much stamina you commit to the battle, so you get 5 times the rewards if you were to commit 200 stamina and to come out on top of the battle. The main differences comes in when you spend 200 stamina in a single combat compared to 40 stamina in 5 separate combat. You might get similar rewards, but you are engaging in more combats, which, remember, have gas fees tied to each battle. However, when it comes to combat rolling in Cryptoblades, a lot of it still comes down to luck or randomness. If you were to lose a battle with 200 stamina because your roll was bad, there will be a lot less battles you can participate in that day, as 200 stamina will take you around 17 hours to replenish and regenerate. So participating in 5 battles that you picked wisely would increase the odds of you taking home majority of the battles, and even if one battle doesn't go your way, you can still have a lot more chances, though you'll be getting much smaller rewards. Of course, there's the middle range of stamina you may commit, which might earn you higher rewards each battle and have a more controlled risk. On top of this, having multiple accounts in Cryptoblades or having limited time commitment to Cryptoblades could also change your decision making process when it comes to committing how much stamina into your fights. Last but not least, one last method to get better results in Cryptoblades is to come up with an organized Excel sheet where you keep track of important details and daily progression. These details include: number 1, a detailed log containing the element, the power, and the result of the battles that you participate in. Remember to also include the elements of the other 3 opponents that you could have chosen to battle, which can be used for different types of analysis, such as which element is showing up with the highest frequency, which allows you to determine which element you could build your next new accounts around, so you could have the highest chance of elemental advantage. This is one of the many uses of this information available and recorded for yourself. Secondly, your individual account's daily profits or losses, factoring in gas fees, rewards, as well as any usage of skill for forging or reforging weapons. And finally, if you were to make any purchases or spending in the game marketplace. The third and final thing you need to record is the current skill balance that you have across all accounts and the daily prices of it. Skill is the cryptocurrency you are ultimately playing to profit from, so its prices will affect many parts of the game, such as prices of NFTs in the marketplace, and if battling during days where skills prices drop, might make combat a lot less viable due to the gas fees that are involved in every single combat. That would be it for the second video in our Bounty Academy Cryptoblades Masterclass series. Hope you enjoyed and took away something from this video. In the next and final video, we'll go into depth with some crucial mindsets in approaching Cryptoblades as a game, as well as go in depth with a sample strategy blueprint that you could reference and build your very own strategy to make the best out of your Cryptoblades journey. Bye bye! Hello everyone, welcome to the final video for our Bounty Academy Cryptoblades Masterclass series. Once again, I'm Amos, also known as Guard, and I know for a fact I'm gonna miss all of you guys after this one. In the past two videos, we covered and went through the basic knowledge as well as advanced tips and tricks, not forgetting an amazing strategy where one could more efficiently utilize their characters and weapon. Today, we are going to expand our journey into strategy in Cryptoblades by presenting to you a simple strategy blueprint that you could use to help you in your Cryptoblades journey. For simplification purposes, we shall call this strategy the BAC, which stands for Bounty Academy Cryptoblades Strategy. So the BAC strategy. But before we go into details of the main strategy, I want to actually go into some important mindsets that will be essential for anyone who wishes to get serious into Cryptoblade. One of the most important mindset to have is that Cryptoblades, as with other games that requires honing of skills and expanding of knowledge and experience, Cryptoblades should be taken like a marathon and not a sprint. What I really mean by that is to play the long game with Cryptoblades. There are many mechanisms in the game, such as having limited stamina that takes time to regenerate, which limits how much progress you can make with your Cryptoblades account in a single day. On top of that, you realize that before you level your characters to a range of above level 41, and pair them up with weapon with a good rarity and reforges, you would still probably not see much profits from the game. And even after all that, reaching that point, you will still have limited stamina and battles you may participate in daily, which means there's a limit to the amount of rewards, which is in the form of skill, you may earn in a single day. Here is where you might think of creating new accounts which will help you double your potential daily rewards, as now you can participate in twice the number of battles daily. However, building up a second account to that level is not going to take a short time as well. Now you are thinking of a third, fourth, and fifth account that you wish to build up. You get my point. The game gets more profitable as you level up or get more accounts that have high level characters and an optimized high rarity weapon. But it is a long and drawn out process. So if you're looking to enter Cryptoblades for a short period and expect crazy profits from it, you'll probably be disappointed. Learning to manage your expectations and being patient to play the long game with Cryptoblades is probably going to be your best bet. Hence, I make it a point to share the above with you. The other mindset that's important to have going into Cryptoblades is to let go of your perfectionist mindset. Aiming to win the most possible battles and maximizing your reward with the lowest risk sounds like the perfect approach to Cryptoblades. However, if you were to use the time fretting, analyzing, and planning every single battle, there's gonna be a huge opportunity cost incurred, which is time that you could use to build up your other accounts. Think of trying to maximize your results on a single account as spending a large amount of effort to get a small bonus in your rewards. Whereas if you understand the importance of expanding the pool of accounts in an efficient way, what you have is going to give you options of even tenfolding your profits at a certain point of time. And if you were to compare the amount of time and effort of the second example, you will realize that you are spending a small amount of effort in getting a big bonus in rewards. Once you let go of the mindsets of being a perfectionist, you realize that you might lose more battles, but you are also winning a lot more battles and rewards. Picture yourself in a room that has a relatively low ceiling, and you have an abundance of books just lying around, when others are fretting on trying to stack these books at the fastest rate to reach the ceiling, where eventually they will hit it and will not be able to go further. You are instead spending less time trying to stack the books fast, but spending the time and effort to tear down the ceiling and rebuild the walls higher and higher. What you might have is an initial shorter height that you can reach in the short run, but you will always have a higher place that you can eventually climb to, and you will not be limited to that short ceiling. This is a mindset and lesson about efficiency of your time, as you probably have many other things going on in your life and you can't possibly spend 16 hours every single day micromanaging and maximizing every Cryptoblades battle. With the points covered in the above points on mindset, I'm guessing you already have a good guess what the BAC strategy is all about. Yes, you are right, it is a strategy blueprint that revolves around utilizing multiple accounts efficiently to increase your profits in Cryptoblades. Note that it is a blueprint that can be adjusted based on your individual goals and commitment in Cryptoblades. This strategy is pretty advanced and require you to already have tried and experienced a good amount of Cryptoblades. Without further ado, let's get right into it. There are basically 4 stages in this strategy. They are your number 1, plan, number 2, farm, number 3, profit, and number 4, reflect. In the first stage, which is plan, you will first plan out the details such as how many accounts of which elements you're looking to farm. This can take reference from what I taught in video 2, when we were talking about tracking your combats. You may observe a pattern of what is the most common elements you faced with the account where you have a high level character. The most seen element type from your combat log represents the current meta, which stands for most effective tactics available of the game. The meta element is the most popular element that players will gravitate towards building and playing in a specific time frame, which is usually the one that gives them the best result. However, the meta would usually change as the win rates of using this meta element will drop after some time, due to other players preparing the counter element or using the same element, which will remove any possible elemental advantage you might get with the meta element in combat. Using this information as a general guideline, you may plan out your new accounts to either counter the current meta element, or if you know you might spend a significant amount of time building up and preparing these high level accounts, it is possible to anticipate the meta shift and go 1 extra element down the elemental advantage cycle, so your new accounts will be optimized and ready right as the meta changes and shifts. In the planning phase, remember to plan out the amount of budget or time commitment you're willing to commit into Cryptoblades, so you know how many accounts you're looking to own and manage, as you don't want to find yourself in a situation that you have too little time and have too many accounts on hand that you do not even have time to manage or play the accounts for profit. In stage 2, which is the farm stage, it is when you already know the number of accounts you wish to farm up, as well as the elements of the characters and weapon you wish to use in these accounts. Understanding your expected time frame based on how far you are planning down the meta cycle, your budget, your time commitment, it will all decide whether you wish to start off from scratch and mint new characters and level them up, forging new weapons till you get a good rarity one that you will start upgrading, or to buy already leveled up characters and optimized weapons with the specific element and rarity, so you could immediately have an account that could start bringing in profits. There is also the third option of doing something in between, where you can shorten your runway significantly, but you can lower the cost you need to spend. Now the third stage is profit, which is pretty self-explanatory if you ask me. After you have your accounts prepared and optimized, the next step is to get into battles with your accounts and reap the rewards that you so deserve. During this phase, most of your efforts will be to track your progress of your accounts, which is absolutely essential for the next stage, and also to allocate time and picking the right fights, allocating the right amount of stamina each battle for all of your accounts, so that it fits into how much time you've decided on committing into the game. The final stage is reflect. In this final stage, it is when you will look back at your progress tracking of all your accounts. Observe the meta and plan your next set of accounts you wish to start building. Accounts that have elements that are starting to fall out of the meta and are often forced into elemental disadvantages. You may even consider selling its characters and weapons at a fair price in the marketplace. Looking at skill prices as well, your profits or the number of underused accounts will give you a good idea if you should increase or decrease the amount of time you spend on the game. Finally, understanding how efficient your usage of optimized accounts will help you decide if you might want to increase or decrease the budget in your next plan phase. That's the breakdown on the 2 key mindsets and a sample strategy blueprint you may follow to start getting really good and making money in Cryptoblades. This also marks the end of our Bounty Academy Cryptoblades Masterclass series. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you achieving great success in Cryptoblades. Bye bye!
Oke guys, kita udahan dulu. Sudah malam, ngantuk juga. Plus stamina-nya belum full pasti ya. Ketemu lagi besok. Thank you.